सभी को नमस्कार, a very good afternoon. It is really a privilege. Thanks Indus Action for this opportunity. Especially students, they are nervous to speak before their teachers. I have not been a directly student of Professor Kundu, but nevertheless he has been a teacher for all of us throughout. So quite learning experience, sir, and happy to see you here and to listen to you after a long time. So thank you, sir, for the insights. We learned a lot, and honestly, as Harshil was mentioning, we are also trying really hard to ensure that welfare schemes reach everyone out there in each segment of the workforce. So there may be some loopholes in the scheme itself or during the implementation process itself, and we are trying to have a lot of stakeholder consultations to resolve the gap, the issues. Anyway, I will focus on the VOCW workers today. I will skip the basic things which I thought would be probably for the audience who are pretty new to this sector, but looking at the crowd now, I don't think that is required. But yeah, so as you are aware that the Act, VOCW Act 1996 has been made very robust and very elaborate to include workers of working in different sectors of construction. So that itself encompasses a different, a large number of our workforce working in the construction area sector. And the welfare is required because largely this workforce is migrant. I mean, most of our construction workers are migrant in nature. And as per the provisions of the Act, the respective state governments have their welfare boards, and they also run social security schemes. But by virtue of the fact that the destination states where the workers are migrated to may not be the registered workers in that state welfare board, for which they are deprived of the welfare schemes run by the respective state boards. So that is a big challenge that we have been facing, and we try to actually ensure portability so that the regardless of their state of origin, the construction workers, those who are migrating, they should also avail the social welfare schemes run by the welfare boards of the destination states. So the role of the Minister of Labour and Employment, Government of India, is very limited because the Act actually empowers the state governments to collect the cess from the construction activities and also run the welfare schemes. But then we do monitor the welfare activities of the welfare boards, state welfare boards, and we continuously discuss with our partners in the state and UTs to ensure that the basic motto behind this act is achieved. So recently, so we are separately getting data regarding the welfare schemes, regarding the beneficiaries, regarding the cess collection and its utilization from the states separately through emails, through Google Drives, and also we thought of actually introducing MIS portal through which now every state and UTs and respective welfare boards can register their data so that we at center can actually access those data, analyze those data, and recommend some policy framework for better utilization of the cess fund and better welfare of the construction workers. So quarterly now they are submitting. It is a transparent database, so it helps us tracking the cess collection and utilization. Of course, the registration, and he also gives information about the accountability, whether the CAG audit and audit of social audit of this cess fund is being conducted or not. So these are the, we have listed few focus areas where the ministry is working to ensure better implementation of this act. Registration, by and large, have been very, a neglected area in the states, and we have been pursuing it with our state partners to ensure that the registration database is updated regularly. So, because as I mentioned that construction workers largely migrate to other states, and updation of registration database would help to ensure welfare schemes are being extended to them. So for that we have been constantly in dialogue with the states. In last 3 months we have had 6 regional meetings in 6 locations, inviting states of nearby areas, nearby region, and sensitizing them about all labor aspects including BOCW, where also we highlighted these issues to strengthen their registration mechanism, to ensure on-site registration drives, to pursue through IEC for better awareness, then to integrate with our E-Shram. E-Shram is a portal that the ministry runs, and we have been pursuing with the states for API integration, so that the data, registered database of the respective USW boards can integrate with E-Shram through API. I think 12 states so far have done the API integration. We are pursuing with other state cities to ensure that 100% API integration is done, so that the database of the states can come into our E-Shram system, and E-Shram can issue them the UN, which is the unique identity. So that would help in portability of the benefits when worker from one state migrates to other state. That will become a common factor for availing the welfare benefits. Then the states can also incentivize registration by offering very highly subsidized schemes of the central government. So that will also can work well. Coming to portability again, as I said, highly migratory workforce, and there is no unified registration system, for which we are introducing this API integration so that they can get UN and ensure availability of the welfare schemes in the destination states. So this will ensure continuous social security coverage regardless of their movement, then simplified access to entitlements without registration or re-registration. Then this encourages more workers to enroll, increasing social security outreach. So even though you have social security schemes, you have the workforce, but if they both don't marry, then the purpose is not solved. So we are also focusing on the life cycle approach, and one of the biggest issue here is that which is little different. I mean, generally you don't have money to run the social security schemes, but in construction sector you have money. You have money around I say around 70,000 crores are now laying with all the state boards, and it's not that they don't have the schemes, they also have the schemes. So the gaps that my previous panelists were trying to mention should be addressed. I mean, we fully agree with that, and that is how we are continuously doing it with the states. So the focus on the life cycle approach, start with the educational support to the children of the construction workers, then provide medical benefits, then maternity assistance to women workers, accidental or disability benefits, then housing loans or advances, then pension after certain years of age. So I tell you that we have analyzed very elaborately around 18 the schemes of 18 states. They all have these schemes. They also have schemes which are not there in our model welfare scheme, but they all have I mean, smaller, bigger, they all have these running these schemes. But then the impact has to be actually looked into and ensure that all the registered workers are getting these schemes. And we are also trying to ensure that the delivery of this scheme should also be through online mode. And I mean, कोई किसी का हादसा हो गया and वो कहीं दफ्तर ना भागना पड़े, उसके अकाउंट में अपने आप benefits आ जाए. So all these things in fact has been very seriously been focused by the present Honorable Minister of Labour and Employment, which we have been highlighting with our officers in the state and UT governments. Then upskilling, because construction is a sector where not only just it growing but also adopting new technologies. So, but we have to also ensure that the workforce, the construction workforce in the country are also equally equipped to the rising demands. So we need to develop training programs on modern construction techniques, then collaborate with organizations, government and non-government organizations to ensure such updated training, and also some safety certification for the workers to ensure that their employability is higher. Reduced workplace accident and fatalities will be ensured if they get sensitized to this new age technology. It will also ensure better productivity and efficiency and stronger integration of BOCW workers into the formal workforce. Because if you are skilled, then your bargaining power for better remuneration is also high. Then comes the optimization of cess collection and utilization, which I was briefly mentioning some time back. A lot of administrative, mechanism also needs to be strengthened. Like many states may not be having updating their, BOCW boards, like if someone has resigned or someone's time period has been completed, they are not actually renewing the membership, or they don't come out with new appointments. That we are regularly pursuing with the states to ensure that the constitution or reconstitution of these welfare boards happen in regularly. Then appointment of sufficient human resources like inspectors, registering officers. These are very pretty much required to ensure that the registration happens in time, cess collections happens in time. Then there is timely constitution or reconstitution of the state advisory committees. Most of the states that don't have it. In fact, I don't think any state has it. So that is pretty much required to give policy suggestions to the welfare boards. Similarly, for cess collections, likewise, we should ensure that there is 100% registrations. You see, look at the construction boom that is happening across the country. But do you think the cess collection is commensurate? No, I don't think. So that gap we have to address. We have been continuously, there are a lot of technology. Noida Authority, a few years back, they had used this GPS to ensure where, GRS, sorry. तो जहाँ पे buildings 5 साल के अंदर अभी भी कहाँ locations में आ गए. It was easy to identify and approach and ensure whether they have paid the cess or not. So these things I think we have to collaboratively do, and I think organization like Indus Action will also be very helpful in they are also very forthcoming in addressing such issues. These are other few reforms that we have brought in, broad 3-4 ideas I am discussing here. See, registration depending on the sphere, like as you know that labor is a concurrent subject. In the central sphere, the central machinery works. In the state sphere, there are state authorities. But what we have introduced in the code, both in OSH and Social Security Code, is that if a company is actually trying to undertake construction activities in multiple states, so they can get a pan-India single registration through the central government organizations, our registering authorities. There is also, we have also introduced the provision of deemed registration. You apply, but you could not respond to that application. So within a certain period of time, there will be deemed registration. So that is one edge of doing business that the government has introduced in the course. There is also a concept of inspector cum facilitator. It was earlier inspector. So you inspect. If there is any violation of any labor laws, then you act. Immediately you act, you prosecute, and as per provisions of the law, then you start, punishing the violators of the crime, violation of the law. Then, but this time, what we have done is that we have also introduced the concept of facilitator. So the inspector cum facilitator will also ensure how you will comply. They will also serve as a consultant to the violators of the labor rules. There is also a provision of self-assessment of cess that we have introduced in the Social Security Code, where you don't need to have a cess assessing officer. You can self-assess as per the provisions, whatever 1% or whichever percent their particular state has notified, and you can deposit that cess in the consent account. Then there is a concept also, decriminalization or compounding of offences. I mean, we have introduced this to ensure that for first offences, there is a officer nominated who will be compounding your offences, giving you relaxation. You don't have to go to the court. He will hear your issues and try to resolve, and no होता है कि माफ कर दिया कि पहली बार ये गलती हुआ है, अनजाने से हो गया, इस टाइप चीजें भी इसमें इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है. So these, I mean, there are a lot of things, but to in the interest of time, I've just highlighted 4 or 5 issues here where I thought the government has brought reforms for age of doing business and to promote and also promote welfare. So these were from my side, sir. Thank you so much. Any questions you can.